You know it's your
Friends.
favorite show because it's Friends.
Two friends.
So no one told you Lost was gonna be this way. A island's there and then it's gone and you're okay. That's as much as that as I think the
Anyone.
That's a good. I think that's a good like. If you make it past that, you probably want to listen to us a little more.
Yeah, we rooted him out.
Yeah, we've rooted out the stragglers, and now the real fans are here.
Welcome, you made it.
We made it to the island shuffle.
If any of your stragglers are still listening, just turn it off now.
Yeah, you can. There's still time for you to turn back. My name is Bean Levier.
My name is James Brown.
And together we're here to watch Lost out of order, determined completely randomly.
By random.org, a great random number generator that uses static.
Yeah, it uses noise or some bullshit. They have a whole blurb about it. Read it yourself. It's a short URL. I don't give enough of a shit to endorse them any further.
.org.
It's .org, random.org. Easy peasy. Type it into Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or, God forbid, Internet Explorer.
Safari.
Netscape
Opera.
Navigator.
Netscape. That was a fucked one.
Wild
Internet Explorer
one.
doesn't exist anymore.
Well,
What
yeah,
is
it's Microsoft Edge,
Microsoft
baby.
Edge.
R.I.P. Internet Explorer. You were never good.
But,
And
I mean, you always
tried your darndest.
Bing was good. At least it brought us Bing.
It brought us Bing, and and as a result, it brought us that one scene in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2 where Andrew Garfield is binging information about his dad, and
Bing it.
and there's that one, generic indie folk song for you. Do I get along after you're gone? While he's like trying to piece together the pieces of his like dad or uncle's murder.
I've never seen it.
Not worth seeing, but that one scene always sticks with me for some reason.
Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man.
Yeah, absolutely. You got me. You goddamn right about that.
But you know what? We're not here to talk about Spider-Man, are we?
We aren't. We aren't.
Are we?
I don't think we are. Actually, we did.
Yeah.
But we aren't. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about Lost.
Good show.
Good show. It's not a bad show. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it could. I think it can be a bad show, but
It
I
has
think
potential.
It has. It's definitely the definition of potential. This week we watched.
Was it season 4, episode 7?
I want to say episode 6, maybe.
Episode 6, maybe.
I think
what was
episode
it called?
6.
Do we know what it was called?
We do know what it was called. It was called The Other Woman.
The Other Woman. Ooh.
Layers to that one.
Okay.
Layers to that title, eh?
Yeah.
Because the other woman has an affair, and also other woman has a woman who's another.
Oh. That made something fall.
Yeah, you were so shocked that you dropped your
Pen lid.
your pen lid.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay, I get it. I sort of get it.
I've got bad news.
What?
I'm gonna just have some bad news right off the bat. There's only one scene with Sawyer in this episode.
Oh,
The
yeah,
protagonist is only in
shit.
one episode. One scene this
scene.
episode. It's a great scene.
It is. He and Hurley are having a little bonding moment. They're playing some fucking horseshoes.
Yes, the King's game itself. The beautiful game. And Hurley kicks Sawyer's ass, and Sawyer
Hurley kills.
And Sawyer is just like, you know what, it's good? It's good to see in an episode full of so much drama and intrigue, two good friends having fun.
Yeah,
two good friends
and
taking a
Hurley
load
and
off.
Sawyer, as we've already established many times over, are very good friends.
They are good friends,
Two
baby.
peas in a pod.
Mhm.
Two snakes in a snake pit.
I ship it. But this episode sadly was not about Sawyer or Hurley.
It was
only
about
It
Juliet,
was largely about Juliet. That's
who, in my first note about her, I wrote Julia here for 6 months.
Yeah. In one of her first flashback scenes, we get a bit of a glimpse onto her life on the island as another.
She is another.
She is another. She's a real other.
She is like no other, but
Yes.
like the others.
Yes, and she's a woman. You might say.
That too.
You know what
She's
you might
another woman.
say? She's not just another woman.
She's the other woman.
She's the other woman.
So, the story with her is apparently
Yes.
she was brought to be a baby doctor.
Exactly. On the island, here's a problem with. Here's one of many problems with the island. Pregnant women die.
Classic.
Classic problem.
Classic island.
You know
I
how
come from an island, and honestly, we fixed that.
Yeah, you saw.
Long time ago.
You're the youngest of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And
Mom's still kicking.
Your mom made it through all of them. So
Thank you, Mom.
yeah, that's not a problem on Prince Edward Island. I don't know if it's a problem on Montreal Island.
I don't know if it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. Really.
I believe that it isn't a problem on Montreal Island.
No.
But on our favorite island, I don't.
Lost Island.
It's a biggest problem around. It's what Juliet was brought to the island for in the first place, and it was a really good scene at the start of Ben being like, "Hey, here's your home. It's got everything you need. It's got all the fixins." And Juliet's overwhelmed, and she's like, "You didn't have to do all this for me, little old me, a widow old me. I'm only here for 6 months." And Ben goes, yes, 6 months.
More
That's
like forever.
Right. More like the rest of your literal, actual life.
How long at this point? So it does sort of establish, though, that Juliet wasn't there as long as the rest of the others.
Yes.
And she probably would have been on the island for like a year by the time that the plane crashed, or not really much longer than that.
Sounds about right. I think that's a safe timeline to assume, roughly.
So she's okay, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she's when we meet her, it's a lot of those scenes in the prison with Jack. And we're just kind of like, she seems nice-ish, but she's also, pointing a gun at people, and we're like, she's another, can we really trust her? By now, we mostly trust her, I think.
Yeah,
because we know
we trust her. Well, her and Jack have a thing going on.
They are, I don't know if they're boning down, but they're definitely smooching.
They're smooching a little bit, which, I mean, isn't it better than boning down on TV?
On TV? Absolutely. Smooching is pretty much boning down.
Smooching is boning down on TV.
On network TV, anyway. On ABC, at least. On
HBO, they bone down.
They bone down constantly, and it barely means a damn thing.
Yeah, exactly. But if they smooch, that is meaningful.
Yeah, that's where the heart is, really.
And thus is the difference between smooching and boning down.
Signed, sealed, delivered. We've gone through it, and now you can take that one to the bank. A lot of Juliet's flashback time is spent with... she kind of goes to therapy a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of this whole, drama thing among, the others, who we've talked about before. They're kind of this weird antagonistic group, and they spend a lot of time, for most of the show, they're kind of mysterious until we learn that they're just kind of living there.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
I don't know
why they're trying to kill everyone.
They're hanging out.
I don't know. I guess we'll probably find out later, but seems to me like they could just do their shit.
They could just hang out. It's not like... Anyways, the others are annoying. The others are, their lack of definition. Yeah. Here's what I'll say about this episode that's pretty good. I forgot that the others were so ill-defined, because there's a lot of time spent with the others, and as far as time spent with the others go, it feels pretty, relatively fleshed out. There's, references here and there to, other incidents with the others. Buddy, Goodwin. Goodwin.
The other man.
The audience has seen that fella before. We've seen him die, in fact. That's a scene.
I don't remember that. Maybe I didn't see it.
Maybe you didn't see it, but it definitely has happened.
Cool. I like that. I wish I watched him die.
Well, you'll get that chance maybe tomorrow. Maybe a couple years from now.
Maybe tomorrow I just might settle down.
Bum, bum.
Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Okay, moving on.
Great theme song. That's the only thing I know about that show is that the theme song is all-time great.
You know the only better theme song than that?
Lost?
The Lost theme song.
Yeah, Boom. Great. We did that. You can isolate that and replace it with the actual song, and it's pretty much note for note. We should actually edit that out because we might get pulled for a copyright claim.
Yeah, it'll take all of our audio off of YouTube.
Exactly, off of YouTube.
After one of our fans puts it on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm so excited for when we reach that moment when we get pirated. That's how you know we made it.
Alright, fans. Now's your turn.
Spread the word organically. Use our hashtag, and be sure to comment and subscribe. I say all these as a joke, and probably like sometime this weekend I'm gonna actually make like a Twitter account actually for this thing.
Hey YouTube.
Hey Twitter.
It's me.
Hey Facebook.
Jim.
It's
I've been having a rough week, guys. So let me know in the comment section if you've been having a rough week.
Rough week thread, go.
I've been having a rough week, I'm just sitting here back in my car, but then Dad comes in and he says, hey, you gotta make sure you eat those Cheerios. And I'm like, oh, Dad, why you gotta do that? I'm having a rough week. That's my character. It's a mouse.
Mouse who comments on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is that how you read all YouTube comments?
Well...
As alternating between a mouse and, like, Sylvester Stallone? I'm
actually, whenever I'm on YouTube, I'm often alternating between a mouse and a keyboard.
Oh, shit. Well, you've really gone and done it now, haven't you? You really made me... Oh, brother.
Okay.
What am I going to do with you, James?
I don't know. I do want to bring up one thing that I liked about this episode.
Yes,
because
please.
I think season 4 is where I dropped off, like right around the start. And maybe it was season 5 because they followed the normal Lost structure in this one. It was just flashbacks and present.
Yeah. No muss, no fuss.
I thought we were going to get some sideways or flash forwards.
Yeah, this is the season where they started doing flash forwards.
Okay.
And this was a rare exception where they were just like, no, guys, hey, you think we're settling into this flash forwards thing? You can never trust the format of this show. We're gonna throw a flashback at you.
Everything is meaningless.
For old time's sake.
Yeah, it was good though. I mean, it's a better system.
Yeah.
It's a proven system that works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So Juliet's whole flashback plot is because she's struggling to figure out what's wrong with all the babies.
Oh yeah, all the babies are like having a bad time, dying and shit.
They're really dying. It's very grim and grisly.
The moms aren't doing too good either.
She's clearly shook. Can I say Elizabeth Mitchell does a really good job in this episode for the most part?
Yeah.
I like her performance mostly. She very clearly and quickly conveys oh man, I'm really in a shitty position, but I'm trying to put on a tough face.
God damn it, Liz Mitch, you did it again.
You did it again. I don't know when else you did it, to be honest, but you did it here, at least. This time you did it. So she starts a relationship with her therapist's husband, effectively.
Awesome.
Very awesome. Very critical, good drama. And her therapist calls Juliet out on it in really good petty oh, you and my husband are getting friendly, I noticed. Juliet's just yeah, he's been great. Oh, when did you start sleeping with her? And then the Phoenix Wright objection music starts playing. Do 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 do.
I forget that game. I liked it.
It's great. I love Phoenix Wright.
Game. I like adventure style.
Oh man.
Choose your own adventure. It's like a book.
Yeah.
I like games that are like books.
Yeah,
I like the Bible, the game.
You should check out God, there was a visual novel that I played recently that was really good.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, what am I? It was the X-Files. It was an episode of the X-Files. You're right.
I watched an episode of the X-Files.
And I just enjoyed it. I thought you would like it.
I got high beforehand, and I thought that I was controlling what happened.
I really thought I was choosing all of Mulder's dialogue. I played it very straight and narrow. Anyway.
When's the Emoji movie come out?
That is... I don't know where that's coming from. But that's...
Did it come out already?
I don't think it's out already. It comes out this year, I think.
Awesome.
I want to say later this year, maybe early next year.
Are we gonna go see it? Let's see it at Cinestars.
I can't.
You can't do it?
I simply cannot. I cannot.
DJ Miller's in it.
I'm glad he's making that money, but I cannot.
Otherwise, he'd be broke. He's not doing any other big.
Is that why he's leaving Silicon Valley to get that Emoji movie?
Silicon
I'm
Valley?
pretty sure he's leaving Silicon Valley. Is he doing it to get that Emoji Movie money? Anyways, we need to get off on track. This is not celebrity gossip time. This is not emoji gossip time.
Celebrity Jeopardy is the best type. Okay. So Juliet is fucking this woman's husband.
It's true.
His name is Goodwin. I don't remember the other woman's name.
Harper is her name.
Shitty name.
Guess
Most
what?
of them have last names for first
They
names.
have very, fucking, I don't know, Goodwin. That's what this character's name is.
Yeah, that is it.
It's very, drawn from a hat. What's a name? I don't know. Goodwin is a name.
Goodwin.
We never see Harper again, by the way. Don't worry about her.
Really? Harper never...
We never see her.
I guess because they killed off Goodwin, and Harper sort of only serves as an extension of, both Goodwin and Juliet, and she,
Yeah.
I don't know what she really does.
She doesn't really do anything. Basically what it boils down to is we see a scene of the plane crashing above where the others are living in the yellow housed barracks kind of place.
In a little flashback
flashback. And we see Ben send out Ethan to the fuselage, the main section, and we see Goodwin sent out to the tail section. He goes, go out, scope out the scene, infiltrate, see what's up. And later we find that Goodwin has died, has been impaled, and his body's there. Ben brings Juliet to this scene.
Oh, yeah.
And Juliet goes, holy shit, you knew this would happen, didn't you? And Ben said, yes, I did. I did this because you're mine, Juliet. I'm obsessed with you.
You're mine! And it's like, Ben...
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, Ben, you can't go about owning women.
Yeah, that's... You know what? It's time for us to take a stand.
Honestly, Ben was wrong with this one.
Yeah, this was... Ben crossed the line, I think. I'm ready to say it. I think Ben crossed the line.
You can't go around killing men and owning women.
Yeah, that's just so... It's...
Also, vice versa doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really... it's not good.
That's some dangerous territory. Maybe we should cut this out. At least we're on the right side of everything.
Yeah, I love being on the right side of everything. I love being absolutely and empirically correct in all things.
You can't... Ben was being bad in that. Ben is bad most of the time, but this was one of the worst instances.
This is definitely bad, and I hate to keep bringing up this card again, but this is an aspect of Ben's character that never really comes back. His weird, this whole episode, they kind of keep building up Ben's obsession with Juliet, and that's the kind of the climax of it. Never comes up again. I keep hesitating to bring that up, but I feel it's important. But I also feel like we should observe these episodes as a self-contained thing, divorced of as much context as we can.
That's
but at the same time, it's not the nerd in me keeps wanting to bring it up.
You can't ignore the fact that they just are fucking up.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh, well. So then what happens? What happens in the present? Is that mostly most of the past?
That's pretty much most of it. It's mostly just Juliet's kind of weird lover drama with between Harper, Goodwin, and Ben.
Also, there's no love between Harper and Goodwin.
There's apparently none at all.
Are they ever on screen together?
Literally never. Literally not for a second.
Funny. That's really funny.
It's really weird. They're not. Goodwin's fine. Ben obviously great, acting wise. I mean, yeah. I don't mean character wise. But Harper just kind of feels wooden and weird.
Yeah.
I don't
because Harper is a very flat character. She doesn't change at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a very well described or formulated personality.
Yeah, it's very just we need a new person. Anyways, Juliet's flashbacks, they're fine. They weren't the worst.
No.
I kind of didn't mind this incredibly as corny as it was fun as hell seeing this straight up actual soap opera happening with the others who we really still don't know a lot about.
That's the thing. At this point in the show, it's it If you're just gonna give me like shitty, generic soap opera drama, I'm in.
Yeah,
awesome.
Just give me that good. I mean, it was some good shit.
Exactly.
Especially like, like this whole scene where Harper confronts Juliet is so like sick.
How long have you been sleeping with my husband?
And
I followed you.
Yeah,
I watched you.
Yeah, dude, it was so good. Yeah, and so the whole point is Ben owns Juliet. I kind of don't like how it ends up being more about Ben than Juliet. But
yeah,
it does, and like kind of undermines. Kind of just not great. Anyways, on the island in the present day, this is our first season 4 episode, which means we have a whole new context in which events are occurring. We have a whole new set of settings.
So much shit has changed. Like, most of the people live in houses now.
Yeah, a lot of the people are living in the same houses that Juliet and company were living in the flashback times.
I don't know how they got those freaking houses.
How'd they do it? Well, it's simple. I forget, to be honest. I legitimately forget.
Because the market was... It had experienced a bubble, and the bubble burst.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. 2008 was a significant year for all of us. Anyways.
I watched The Big Short.
Yeah.
I also watched... Inside Job.
Oh, so you pretty much can nail down exactly the cause and effect of the whole 2008 financial crisis.
I know what happened. I watched 2 movies.
Yeah, you're well informed.
Yeah, I'm a banker now.
Yeah, it's you, Wall Street.
Me.
Wall Street Brown.
Walter Street.
Walter Streetington. Here's the only like real meaningful context that I'm gonna give you for like this whole scene. The main debate is this boat showed up, and some of our island friends trust this boat, think it's gonna help them, and others do not. The ones who do not are living in the yellow houses. So that's Locke, that's Claire, that's Sawyer, that's Hurley, and of course that's prisoner Ben.
Who trusts the boat? Does Jack trust the boat?
Jack and Kate trust the boat. Son, Juliet, they all trust the boat. But this episode sees their faith tested to a pretty extreme. This is their first kind of like, oh, these guys are really, maybe we shouldn't trust these guys. What's the deal? In some really weird scenes. So I think the first like significant real scene of the episode is Harper shows up out of literally nowhere. She apparates
in the rain.
She apparates in the rain, as you do, and says, "Hey, those 2 people from the boat. Hey, Juliet, these 2 people from the boat. They're going to the Tempest, and if they get there, it's trouble. So Ben wants you to go kill them with a gun." And Juliet's just like, "That's dumb. I can't do that. Also, how's Ben know, like, this? What are you talking?" And just as soon as Harper appears, Harper vanishes.
She's gone forever.
She's gone. Jack shows up with a gun, and Jack is pointing a gun at her, and, like, Harper's just like, "Maybe you can help." And then, like, Jack literally, like, looks away, and then, like, looks back, and she's just fucking gone.
So that's Harper for you.
Yeah, Harper, in addition to being a therapist and having no subtlety and being apparently not a good wife, can teleport.
Yeah, that's one that's not explored enough.
Yeah.
I feel like her backstory is probably fucking awesome.
I would love to see Harper's backstory. How her and Goodwin's loveless marriage, her ability to teleport anywhere.
It's sad. You know they were in love at one point.
But how did that all fall apart? Was it Ben driving a wedge between them as usual?
Was it Ben giving them wedgies?
Was it Ben giving them wedgies?
You get a wedgie from Ben every day for a couple months, and all of a sudden you don't want to be married anymore. No,
I mean that'll affect even the healthiest of relationships. That'll have its impact.
I like to think that Ben does that. He seems like, that's the thing, he is so unbelievably childish in this episode.
He's really fucking petty.
Yeah, with his ridiculous, like, possession of Juliet and literally saying, like, "You're mine," and
it's
then
so
just like
crazy.
I don't know, he acts like a little bratty kid towards her and towards the other people, and just
it's no good.
So I think he would wedgie people.
He definitely seems like the wedging type. You know what? I don't think he's a wedging type. I think he got wedgied a lot.
Yeah.
And so that gave him that old beta male complex where he's got to fucking use mind games to get over everybody.
Fuck. Mind wedgies. Even worse.
Psychological wedgies.
Not potato wedgies. Those are really great.
They're really delicious.
Yum.
So basically the whole episode, the like main plot of the episode revolves around Kate, Jack, and Juliet all kind of trying to track down two of the boat people who are on their way to the Tempest station with a fucking duffel bag full of gas masks. And that's got everyone suspicious.
I just realized whenever Kate opens up that bag, there's like 5 gas masks in there.
Yeah, there's like a million gas masks. Yeah. And immediately he's like, oh, this is a gas mask. What's that about? Charlotte immediately does the classic bop on the back of the head to render immediately unconscious to Kate.
Which is sick.
Which is a good move.
I don't know how the movies found that spot.
Yeah, they found it.
But it works every time.
It works every time. It works a million times on Lost. Drink every time that happens. Drink every time someone asks a question that is not immediately and concretely answered.
That's fucked.
That's how to die.
You're trying to kill people, yeah.
Yeah, that's how to die. Don't actually do that. I'm going to retract. We should edit that part out so that
drink
people
every
don't
time
die.
that happens, though. That's like you'll have a drink every like couple days.
Exactly. God, what? So, it's I don't like that whole plot seems so like kind of not good.
It's weird
it's
because
weird and clumsy.
It's meaningless.
I mean, that's you could say that about most anything on this show.
I guess so. It's weird because we don't understand its meaning.
Exactly.
It's weird because we don't know what like Charlotte and who's the other guy?
Faraday.
And Faraday, we don't know what they're doing or why they're there, and they're so secretive the whole time. And it's like we need to stop these people.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it turns out that what they were doing is supposedly maybe a good thing, and we're not even sure about that.
Exactly. It all kind of the whole climax of this arc is Juliet shows up, Daniel, and he shows up at this Tempest station, which once again. Never seen before, never seen again. This Tempest station, and he's like frantically slamming on an Apple computer, hacking and going, come on, no. And
it's counting down from a minute.
It's counting down from a minute, and
59.
he's geared down up
58.
in all white hazmat suit, gas mask. Charlotte's in the same. Juliet and Charlotte kind of get into a fight. Charlotte says, "No, we're sent here to kill us. No, we're trying to stop this thing." This thing is gonna put out poison gas on the whole island. We know Ben's done it before. What do you think's gonna stop him from doing it again? And eventually Faraday stops it at the very last second from
with 1 second
it.
left.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I just want a place to do it with like 14 seconds left.
Exactly.
Not a place, a show or a movie or something.
Exactly, just for it to be like, oh, can you do it? Oh, it's done.
I did it,
It's already been done. Don't worry. It's chill.
We have 14 seconds to hang out before we have to do anything else.
Thank goodness.
We had budgeted exactly 3 minutes for this bomb, and now we have 14 seconds left. Everybody
just hang out.
Puff a little cigarette or something. I light up a cigarette. It takes 14 seconds to light a cigarette.
Click, 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 click. Fuck, come on, click.
Yeah.
Click, click, God, click.
I like the idea of, so they stopped the bomb, and then they're like, let's slowly kill ourselves instead.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the real killer? Big Tobacco. I'm saying it.
I'm saying it. Even Little Tobacco, honestly.
Where do you see
Still Tobacco?
Yeah, still Tobacco. Also, where are you seeing Little Tobacco?
Those.
What's the mom and pop? What's the no-name brand tobacco?
I don't think they exist anymore. Actually, Big Tobacco successfully killed Little Tobacco.
Another mark against Big Tobacco, failing to let small businesses succeed.
Kills Little Tobacco. That should be a thing.
Little Tobacco?
Yeah, and how Big Tobacco killed it, and we should all be like a little bit upset.
Yeah, that's definitely Big Tobacco's biggest crime for sure.
Also, we saw like Little Beer rise to prominence in the past 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, who's to say it can't happen with Little Tobacco? Do microbreweries for cigarettes.
Microbacky. That'd be awesome.
Micro cigs. Anyways, we're just because we're entrepreneurs doesn't mean we can't have opinions about Lost.
Yeah, I mean.
So like this whole thing kind of like the whole like Are the boat people good? If they have gas masks, maybe they're gonna kill us all. Oh, I guess maybe Ben is gonna kill us all instead. It doesn't even kind of like if that's one of those like things where if you think about it for like a longer than a second, it falls apart because the whole stakes of it are like, why exactly would these boat people? First of all, like, why would the boat people want to kill everybody on the island? That is not like the state of our understanding of the boat people yet.
It's just weird.
And
that the assumption constantly, every time that a new character is introduced, we as the audience are expected to
not trust
go
them.
Along. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I understand like a healthy distrust, but it's just always the assumption is they're going to murder us immediately.
This is the one where it's like feels like it's pushed to the most extreme.
Yeah,
where it's like they're gonna kill the whole island.
Exactly.
The whole island. It's like okay, they're gonna kill the whole. There's not gonna be a show anymore. You guys have to kill
Hurley.
You have 2 more seasons, and you're just gonna end it all right here, right now.
They're gonna kill the island.
They're gonna kill the whole island.
I can understand killing Ben because he wedgies everybody.
Exactly.
All the time.
And here's like the reverse, the inverse of it. The idea that like, oh, it was Ben who orchestrated this whole thing. To kill the whole island. What does Ben gain from that?
From killing the whole island.
Like, ostensibly, there's like a cryptic line of dialogue when Juliet and Harper are having the conversation in the jungle. Juliet's like, like, how can Ben be given these orders? He's captured. And Harper just goes, Ben's exactly where he wants to be and where he needs to be. And it's like, okay, so it sounds like he's got kind of a grand scheme. Something a little more nuanced than killing the whole island.
His scheme is to, right now, kill the whole island.
And he doesn't have any, like, real protection against it. He's just going for it.
Oh, he's just chilling, yeah. He's gonna kill himself with the whole island.
He's going down with the ship, baby. It's really just super... The whole Tempest fucking, like, poison gas thing is really an absurd thing. Why was that station built in the first place, first of all?
The poison gas station.
Why the poison gas station?
Yeah. It could be, like, is it like a nuclear plant or something? Is that our understanding? Because there's a lot of talk about power because Goodwin works at the power plant.
Yeah,
I think we're supposed to understand that that's maybe what the Tempest station is.
Yeah, maybe that's where the power is coming from. Maybe it's like a nuclear. That's I think the best That's the best, most concrete answer we're gonna get.
That's the best that fan theories get.
That's as good as it's gonna get because, as far as the island's concerned, it's a fucking poison gas factory.
Yeah, exactly. That can kill the entire island.
The idea of, like, gassing a large group of people, like, I want to just state for the record, that's, like, been, like, established canonically at this point in the show. I just want to, like...
Really?
Like, when, like, Buddy Charlotte mentions, like, Ben's done it before. He has done it before. We've seen him do it before.
He's gassed the entire island.
He's gassed the entire island. We didn't know he was using this Tempest station to do it, though.
He does want to kill the whole island.
He does at one point kill most of the people on the island.
Good for him.
Anyways, that's a whole nother episode.
Wow, I respect Ben so much more.
Yeah, he's a real go-getter.
He almost successfully kills everyone on the island.
He does murder a lot.
He was 1 second away. If he just programmed it 1 second earlier, everyone would be dead.
Exactly, yeah. He really blew it. Just he was really looking at it just like, 353, 354. Fuck, I really just, there's no way of knowing. I just gotta take a chance. 354.
Yeah, if he just reached for that enter button a little bit quicker. He just shot out of the womb a second earlier.
Be a very different show.
Yeah, exactly. If Ben was born 1 second earlier,
whole different show.
Whole island would have got gassed.
The ripple effects of that 1 second, boy howdy.
His entire life would be advanced 1 second. Everything that happens in his life would happen 1 second earlier. This is concrete. Objective fact, and we all know this. I mean, everyone at home or on the bus or wherever you are, you have discerned this from the thing. I don't need to be telling you this, but a second.
there's one more thing I want to mention about this crazy plot, which is just get better at communicating, guys. I know I mentioned the, like, every time a question is answered with vagueness, but just, like, this whole episode would be averted if those, like, boat people were just like, oh, we think there's a poison gas station. We know there's a poison gas station on this island. This is for protection. Hey, you can have some of these gas masks, too, in case things get bad. Why don't you take them? The station's over here. We should probably go and disable it. Instead of being all secretive, sneaking off, and causing this whole rigmarole for, like, a whole situation that could just be avoided if, like, you talked to each other.
To be fair, though, if they took an extra second to do whatever it is that they were doing.
They had no seconds to spare.
They literally used up every single second that they had at their disposal. If they were born 1 second later,
that's true,
then the whole thing would have been disrupted.
That's true. I mean, every second counts here on this crazy island. The other main plot of the episode revolves around and I'm gonna be honest, I liked the soap opera shit. I kind of, like, as much as I'm giving the Tempest stuff, like, guff, it was goofy enough that it had me going. The real fucking fuel, the real fucking, the good shit that I crave, Ben and Locke are having some scenes, baby.
That was really good, yeah, because Ben and Locke, I don't know, Ben is just manipulating Locke, and Locke doesn't realize it.
Yep, Locke classically thinks he's in charge, but Ben's fucking pulling those strings, baby.
Ben is freaking trying to gas the whole island while Locke is watching a freaking Boston Red Sox game.
Yeah, basically the whole thing is Ben is Locke's prisoner for, you know, why not? He's always a prisoner. He's pretty much always a prisoner.
Locked up.
He's locked up, but he's exactly where he wants to be. So who's the real prisoner? He's not locked in here with us.
Ben
We're all locked
crazy.
in here with him.
His face is so bruised and he's so, like, damaged, and he's just like, this is where I want to be right now. Yeah, dude, he's
Couldn't a real.
Couldn't gas the island from somewhere else?
Yeah, no, it had to be in that little bedroom. It all was falling into place. All the machinations, every little chess piece led to this moment.
And that, if he were born 1 second later,
it would be all different. The so basically Ben and Locke are having a whole like Ben is basically like suggesting, like, I forget how this whole scene starts effectively, but what it ends up leading to is Ben says, you want to know who the people on the boat are? I will tell you under the condition that you stop treating me as a prisoner and let me actually live and not, like, feed me like a dog and beat me up every day.
Ben gets Locke to do this by preying on his insecurities and says that all the people are going to rise up against Locke.
Exactly.
And we know this is about to happen because, who's it? Not Kate.
Claire.
Claire second guessed one of Locke's decisions.
Yes, exactly. And that's all it takes for this house of cards to come tumbling down, and boy, Ben knows it.
Claire has taken it all down.
Claire, by the way, sick to see Claire actually doing a thing.
Yeah.
Actually, like, doing a thing.
Not defined by her baby for once.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, here's a reasonable suggestion, and it's great.
And Locke is like, you're trying to kill me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let out, like, the dangerous man.
Perfectly reasonable reaction. What it leads to is effectively, Locke effectively agrees. Ben says, open that safe over there. Here's a combination. Locke pulls out a VHS tape labeled Red Sox. Ben goes, I taped over the game. And then they watch the tape, and it's a tape of Charles Widmore beating up a dude. Beating up a dude.
It's a shitty tape. You could have just said that. Or, like, a picture would have done it.
True. And then he hands him a dossier that's just like, here's everything I know about Charles Widmore. Literally everything. It's all yours. Which is a candid display of transparency that I appreciate. At least that's like he basically says, like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this earlier. It was literally the only piece of it was my only bargaining chip, really. And here's all of it. You can look through it all. Here it is.
Actually would have been a good bargaining chip. If Ben were like, Yo, I'm gonna gas the whole island.
Yeah, that's a heck of a bargaining chip.
I am going to kill the entire island.
I have that power, and it's happening right now. It's already happened, effectively. It's so fucking like
Weird
that's
dude.
not like
Weird dude.
Ben's a weird dude. We can all admit that Ben is a weird dude.
Wedgie boy.
Wedgie boy. And yeah, the episode ends with him walking free. He walks past Sawyer and Hurley's horseshoe game, and he goes like, "Hey, see you at dinner." And the boys are like, "What?" Lost.
Jerry's out of jail.
Jerry's out of jail.
That's my favorite Seinfeld episode.
Jerry's out of jail. All right. What'd you think of this freaking episode, buddy?
Solid, mediocre episode.
Definitely, as far as a mediocre episode goes, pretty good.
It was not what I was expecting because I thought that I was going to see some weird flash forward stuff. And on the one hand, I'm sort of disappointed that I didn't get to see like just some Lost being fucking weird.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I appreciate that they could put together a fine episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you got a good mix of I remember back in the day really, really actively disliking this episode. On revisiting it, not that bad. Obviously some dumb shit with the Tempest.
Tempest is dumb.
That whole thing falls apart as soon as you think about it longer than a second.
I think the affair thing is so funny and entertaining.
I think it's like the correct kind of corny.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Really, really the stakes of it are very funny. And like any scene with Locke and Ben tends to be pretty fucking electric. So and we got like a good chunk of that in this episode. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Juliet's story was not. Well, it was mostly the affair thing, so it was fine, I guess. It was not super. Exactly. I'm not that interested in her past, it turns out.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think this is the classic problem of this show of like the flaw of it is like not all the characters are that interesting.
Yeah.
I like seeing Juliet do cool shit on the island a lot, but her backstory is just not super ultimately that interesting.
Juliet's present character is like a much stronger character and like a much more she has much more control over situations than in the past where it seemed like she was just a party to things. She wasn't really doing anything for herself.
Exactly.
Things were sort of happening around her.
And that's kind of the whole vibe of the show is like this character was not the character they you see this fully formed character? They weren't always that way. Well, let me spin you a yarn and tell you a tale.
So, yeah.
But it doesn't like really always like with the lesser characters it doesn't really always work.
Another thing that I think the main dock against this episode is there's only one scene with Sawyer.
Yeah, that's a big minus. At least we got any Sawyer as opposed to no Sawyer.
That would have been a real shame. But have they forgotten who the main character of the show is?
I mean, I've got bad news. I think they might have. I think that might be where Lost its way.
Yeah, that's why no one like Lost after like a while. Or
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
people say it got worse.
Exactly.
Not that no one liked it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the lack of Sawyer really hurt it instead of helping it for sure.
What did you think?
I pretty much agree. I don't think I have anything really new to add. It was back in the day, this was one of my least favorite episodes, and now it's risen to like a fine but very silly episode.
Yeah,
I don't hate it, but I do. But and there are some things I kind of love about it. Like I do really like the whole like this is the first episode that really like where we learn that it's Charles Widmore on the other end of that boat, and we kind of get a sense of this conflict between Ben and Widmore's people. And that's kind of one of the things about this season that I think really works well. One of the few things that I think works really well.
These two parties sort of fighting each other, and it finally gives Ben, I guess, an enemy that is sort of his match, because at no point does like the original ragtag group of kids from the island do they seem to be at all on the same level.
No, absolutely. Ben's so clearly like playing like five like everybody's playing checkers and he's playing like 5-dimensional chess.
Well,
and
everyone's playing checkers and he's playing a 5-string bass.
Yeah, everyone's playing bass and he's shredding on the git fiddle. He's shredding a 6 solo. But along comes another guitar master in Charles Widmore, and I kind of like. I don't think that's one of the most like. That's another plot that like. Because remember in season 6 how Widmore is just on the sub and now is like kind of a like maybe he has like a crew full of nerds now instead of a crew full of like badass boats. I kind of like prefer this section of the conflict. It's another instance of like, well, there's a lot of potential here. I wonder what the grander implications are of it, and then it doesn't turn into anything. But
he'll go under the sea.
He'll be on a submarine later and be a good guy maybe. But like fucking. Like, for now, it's fun, and there's a lot of good, like, memorable shit about it that I like a lot. But
memorable shit,
and this is the start of that.
I give it a 5.3 out of 10.
That's a reasonable rating. I might go as far as 6, just because I'm so biased towards scenes with Locke and Ben. Those are always just fucking 2 actors at the top of their game. Fucking just killing it. I love those fucking dudes just on the screen together.
Being sort of scary and weird.
And like...
Always sweating.
They're always sweating so much. They're always just so much sweaty. Like, I really like the, like the convention of Lost is, like, you're an attractive person, maybe with, like, a scar and stubble.
Uh-huh.
But, like, Locke and Ben are not attractive dudes. They're clearly like character actors.
Locke is a little bit attractive.
He's got something to him, but he's not like the like young rugged fucking 6-pack body of like Sawyer or something like that.
He's jacked though.
He's definitely jacked, but
all
like
those years pushing the chair.
Yeah. Pushing. Okay, yeah. I imagine him pushing his own chair. He was not in a wheelchair. He was just pushing a chair around.
Pushing a chair
For like sympathy.
He was pushing a chair.
Yeah.
He was a chair pusher for a long time.
Yeah.
That's why they wouldn't let him on the safari.
He had to breathe. Oh no, this is going in a dark direction that I don't like. I think that's an appropriate note to end on. Don't you think? Sure, why not?
Good one.
Good one. I'm sweaty. We're both very sweaty.
I've been pushing this chair long enough.
Yeah, we've been pushing this chair long enough.
Do you hear that?
That's the sound of a chair being pushed.
I'm pushing the chair, everybody, and on that note,
we say to you goodbye and
get lost.
Hey, thanks for listening and get lost.
Get lost.